So level 5. That's not good. I hope this isn't going to be it. I mean, we've had a good run so far. Just noting, guys, we're on level 5 for the second time now. If we lose this next one, we're in trouble. And 9. Okay, good. We got it. Hello, Wheel Masters, and welcome back to Mastering the Wheel. Today, we're on day 16 of our Bankroll Building Challenge, and we've got 15 consecutive wins behind us. So we are playing with house money right now, and hopefully we can keep this going and put another win under our belt after today. So we'll see what happens. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you'll know that I love to use my program Betmaster to help me with my game. But if you're new to the channel, Betmaster is a roulette tool, a program that I wrote, and you can see it up here on the screen. And this program absolutely enhances my my game. So it allows me to see what's going on at the wheel in real time and make database decisions. And I'll just show you really quick here. If I go into the Advanced Stats tab, what you're looking at right here is the heat map for individual numbers. And I'm going to actually adjust the slider right now to 74 spins. And you can see when I do that, some of the numbers turn gray. And when they're gray, that means that each number that's gray has come exactly in their statistical expectation, 1 in 37. The red ones have come more than 1 in 37, and the blue ones less than 1 in 37. And this is what we see when we look at the individual numbers. And then if I open up this GUI right here, this is the text stats, and it gives us all the information for the numbers 0 to 36. And I'm going to go ahead and filter this by hot right now and then move everything over so you can see it. And you can see right now the number 33 has hit the most out of all of them at 5 hits so far. This number should be 2. And it's hit 6.76% of the time of the 74 spins that have gone by. The longest it's gone without being hit is 34 spins. The last time it was hit was actually 34 spins ago. And on average, it's been hitting 1 every 14 spins. So that's the kind of information that you can get for every bet type. This is for individual numbers, but we also have this kind of information for splits, for example. We would also have it for streets. I'm just going to update that. This actually updates with every spin. Like if we go over here to corners, you're going to see this heat map update as soon as that next spin is detected. You'll see some of the blue numbers turn more red or even gray. There they go. And you can make decisions based on what you see here. My whole philosophy when I play roulette is to bet where the ball is landing. And these heat maps show you exactly that, so you can make real-time decisions. And the whole idea behind that is not that betting on hot makes any difference all of the time or any of the time, sometimes, but sometimes it can. You know, what I'm really looking for is a potential bias. And if there is a bias anywhere at any point, then at least I get to capitalize on it by betting on the hottest sections. If it really doesn't make a difference whether you bet on hot or random or cold or whatever, then why not just place your bets where the ball is landing? And if there is any kind of bias, at least you'll get to capitalize on it. So that's how I like to play, and this tool gives me that kind of information. And over and above the type of information that we can actually get from the tool, it can place bets for us automatically. It's got a custom progression builder that allows you to go in and build pretty much any kind of progression that you want, and have the program execute those bets for you. And so, for example, today's progression, we're going to be betting on the hottest 18. So if I go over here to the individual map, we can see the hottest numbers. And so right here, I've exposed the hottest 18 numbers. So these are the 18 numbers that it would bet on. But these numbers change all of the time based on the heat of the moment. We are in a rolling window of 74 spins, so it pushes out the oldest and keeps everything up to date. So that's how we're going to be placing bets. And getting that kind of information really is impossible without having a tool like this. And then the fact that we're placing 18 bets on 18 individual numbers is another impossible bet without having some kind of help. So these are huge advantages to using the tool. If you ever had a progression that you couldn't execute because there were just too many bets to place, this tool solves that problem. And beyond that, like sometimes we're playing and we're placing bets on the progression that we can normally place bets on, but we make mistakes, right? We'll forget to place a bet or place a bet in the wrong location. It happens. Well, this tool also solves that problem. It does exactly what it's told. Now, I'm just going to go into the progression builder really quick to show you some of the options, and then we're going to get started with having these executed. So I've already got the progression loaded, but we're just going to go right inside of it. And the first thing I want to point out is I've got this stop win right here. So once this number has been reached, it will stop placing bets. And the risk for today's progression is 228.60. This is a 7-level martingale betting on the hottest 18 numbers. When it comes to inside the progression builder, I built all 7 of these levels here individually. I'll show you what level 1 looks like. And basically, I've got this win condition set to any group wins. That means if any number gets hit, then it resets back to level 1. We are betting on single numbers, but you can change this to anything you want to bet on. It bets on all wheel types, or all bet types. But we are doing, like I said, single numbers. And then you can also select whether you want it to be the hottest number. You can select coldest, random, specific, a balanced if you want, longest since hit, last since hit, or repeat last bet, which would be more for like level 2. But we are betting on hottest. So all kinds of configurable options. And then we are betting on the hottest 18. We have a 10-cent starting unit, and we're betting one of them, so one 10-cent unit to start with. And we're using a system failure trigger in this progression. And what that means is the program is going to be watching for the system to fail. So it's not actually going to be placing bets yet. We're waiting for a trigger. We're waiting for the system to virtually fail first, which means it'll lose at level 7. And when it does lose at level 7, virtually, that's when it's going to start to place bets. And the idea behind this trigger is we're waiting for a statistically opportune moment. Basically, the chances of the system failing 2 consecutive times is rare. It's already a fairly rare event to have the system fail once, but to have it fail immediately after it has just failed is less likely. Right? That's why it's a rare event. Any rare event in roulette is like that. Of course, it's possible that a rare event happens consecutively, but it doesn't happen all the time, right? It's a rare event. So that said, that's one of the triggers we are looking for today. I'll explain the other one in a minute, just as I go through this really quick. We are waiting for one system, or the system to fail once, and after 14 wins, which will get us to our $25 mark, the trigger will reset and we'll be done. After a win, we reset to level 1, and when we lose, we move to the next level. Simple as that. Okay, so that's it. And then every level is basically the same, only here you don't need a trigger on level 2 and further down. And we're just doubling the bet throughout the progression. And then on the last level, if it fails, it's going to stop placing bets. So this when-lose condition here is set to stop placing bets instead of go to next level at the last level. And that's it. Now, I did mention we're going to be waiting for another trigger, and the other trigger is, you see this heat map right here? So what I find is that well, when we're playing progressions that need heat to make decisions, in this case, like the system failure, right? So that system is most likely, if that trigger happens first, the heat map I'm willing to bet is going to be less than 10 numbers on this heat map, 10 numbers or less. I find when there are 10 numbers or less hot red numbers, that's when the system is most likely to fail. And when it's more active, like right now we can count them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's actually 14 red numbers here. Now this is hotter than usual. At any given time, you'll see 12 red numbers, almost all the time. But then it starts to cool down and you'll see, that diminish down to 10, 9, even 8. But then it'll heat up like it has now to 14. I've seen it go as high as 17, 18 red numbers. So that's another trigger we're going to be waiting for. So basically whatever comes first. If this is if this stays at 14 red numbers for 40, 50 spins, I'm just going to jump in and turn off the trigger and let it start to place bets. So we're looking for a certain level of sustained heat or a system failure, whatever comes first. So those are our entry points. Now, in order for us to get started, I just have to do a couple of things, and then we'll be on our way. Now, before I do get things set up, if you guys don't mind, hitting that subscribe button and the like button, it does help out the channel a great deal, and I do very much appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. Now, let me just get right into this and set it up. So the first thing I have to do is set up a session. Now we are on day 16, so I'm just going to name this Bankroll Building. Building day 16. And we'll save that. And we need a $230 bankroll for this, so I'm going to give myself that. And now that we're all set, yeah, I can just, oh, one more thing I have to do is, so as you guys know, the websites, if you're inactive for long enough, they will pause your game for inactivity. And since we're waiting for a trigger, we are going to be inactive. So to prevent the inactivity pause, I've got a feature in my program called custom clicks, and what that's going to do is execute a series of clicks specifically to the page refresh button, so that way we can keep my session live and active while we're waiting for the trigger to fire. So I've already got the custom click set up. I just have to activate the profile. So I'm going to open that up here under custom clicks, and I've already got it selected here, the auto page refresh, and we're just going to go ahead and start that action and close. Now every 20 spins it's going to perform an auto click, and I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the page right now to give us a fresh timer. And now I can go here and I'm going to activate that. And as soon as that spin is detected, which will be any second, the cursor is going to move down into its default position, which is right there on the undo button. And now we sit and wait for the trigger. Now, this could take a few minutes or it could take hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the video while we wait for the trigger to fire. And as soon as it does, whether I enter the game by deactivating the trigger manually or if the trigger fires, I will come back here and we'll get on with playing some roulette. So in the meantime, while we wait and while the video is sped up, I'm going to be playing a song from the Betmaster soundtrack. So enjoy that song, enjoy the music, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll see you then.
Boot up the setup, screens glowing in the dark. Betmaster loading up, about to leave another mark. OCR locked on table, streaming live across my park while they hoping at the casino. I'm here, igniting sparks. 3 monitors deep, every wheel is getting scanned. Data flowing, automated triggers waiting on command. Pattern recognition, catching what they'll never understand. I don't leave my chair to take the house, I do it where I stand. Absence counter climbing on the second screen to the right. 17 spins deep, no red, this trigger's getting tight. Third screen shows progression, risk assessment looking bright. When that threshold breaks, I'm firing bets into the night. They streaming from the floor, but I'm controlling from my throne. Multiple tables running while I'm chilling in my zone. Betmaster doing damage that they'll never condone. Taking casino money through the fiber and the phone. They don't know my face, but they know my reputation. Betmaster got me winning from my home operation. I don't gamble, I don't guess, pure data domination. Math don't lie, patterns die, automated devastation. Username getting flagged cause the profit's looking crazy. How's he hitting triggers, analytics never lazy. OCR reading numbers while these other cats stay hazy. I'm destroying online tables, making easy money daily. Forums talking about me, who's this guy that never loses? Different tables, different wheels, I pick and choose users. Betmaster scanning live feeds, catching all the clues is why they manually tracking. I got automated fuses. Progression groups will fire independently clean. System watching 4 wheels simultaneously on my screen. They logging in to gamble, I'm logging in to scheme. This ain't luck, this surgical like a betting machine. Chatbots going crazy when I drop another stack. What software is he running? They trying to verse track, but the code is proprietary, method staying black. I just let the winners talk while I'm sitting way back. They don't know my face, but they know my reputation. Betmaster got me winning from my home operation. I don't gamble, I don't guess, pure data domination. Math don't lie, patterns die, automated devastation. Notifications popping, trigger threshold just been breached. Multi-table scanning, got the patterns all being reached. Automated betting, dropping funds on what the data preached. I'm collecting from 5 casinos, it's the few that I teach. Online platforms trying hard to figure out my play. Is he cheating, is it bots? Nah, just a better way. OCR reading screens, progression locked in the ballet. Mathematics turning tables while I'm home making pay. They stream the wheel to gamblers, I'm streaming it to code. Betmaster breaking down every number that's been showed. Risk analysis displaying the most profitable road. While they clicking chips with hope, I'm watching profits overload. Balance notifications looking sweeter every week. Live dealer looking puzzled at my automated technique. I don't need a casino floor to make my bankroll peak. Betmaster got me winning from my home office seat. Power down the screens when the session's getting done. 4 tables devastated, every trigger hitting one. They'll wake up tomorrow wondering how the damage was begun. I'll be back online tonight to get another run. Reputation in the forums growing larger every day. Stay away from tables when that username's in play. Betmaster's my advantage, mathematics on display. King without a kingdom cause I'm winning from away.
Okay, guys, so that number 7 was the seventh cold number in a row, so it's going to start placing bets here. And there we go. So that was the trigger, and actually, that's not a bad place for the trigger to happen. It doesn't happen like this all the time. I said at the beginning of the video, often the system is going to fail when there's, 10 or less red numbers. And right now, there's 13 red numbers on the heat map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I guess 12 now after that last number hit. So, but there was 13 when it hit, and so the table's still relatively warm, I guess you could say. This 12 is about average, and it's really been hovering around there the whole time I've been watching. And then when it failed, I was actually surprised it failed at that level of heat. But it does happen, and it did. And so now what I'm expecting is a slightly above average hit rate. But, anything can change. I've seen it change mid-session before, and it can happen again. But, I just go on averages, what I've seen happen on average. But again, anything can happen. So, and so far we're off to a good start. We've got, I guess that would have been our second win so far. And so good. So if you guys like what you see with Betmaster so far and you're curious about it, you can go check it out at www.betmaster-data.com. There's an FAQ there that should answer all of your questions, but if it doesn't answer all of your questions, by all means, ask away in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the program. I've also written a couple of articles that you can find on the website. My whole philosophy on roulette and how to approach the game, because I find I use very different language than a lot of people. Most roulette channels simply just test new progressions. Some win, some lose, and there's not really a lot of, I guess, math behind it. It's kind of like try this and see. I take a very mathematical approach to roulette. Because roulette is so much more than just a game of probability, or sorry, just more than a game of random, which, it is random, but it's also a game of probabilities. And so I've broken that down into a detailed article. In fact, I have two of them. One is the complete breakdown on the probabilities of roulette and how every event basically has a probability and sort of a cycle that it goes through. So I think it's an interesting read. Following this kind of philosophy has helped me take a different approach to roulette. I make different decisions when I'm placing my bets, and it's definitely helped me out. So check it out. You can find, again, those articles at www.betmaster-data.com, and those articles are in the Roulette Lab section. So the other article is about basically how I construct progressions and the math that I use behind those, and how I give progressions a specific risk profile, and how you don't want to build a progression too deep because it gets so expensive that it becomes mathematically impossible to recover losses. Even though it may seem in the short term that progressions are life, I mean, if you lose at that level, and you will at one point, losses are inevitable. It's almost impossible to recover from such a big loss. So I put caps on how deep progressions go, and those caps are all based on wheel coverage, how much wheel coverage you have. Like if you're betting on 12 numbers, then you can go deeper because it's not as expensive. Whereas if you're covering 24 numbers, then you can't go as deep. General rules of thumb that I have are, and of course this isn't written in stone. There's some variables that change this, but a general rule of thumb, you can think of it like this: 12 numbers, I would go 10 levels with like a Fibonacci. 18 numbers, I would do like a martingale with 7 levels, and 24 numbers I would do with 5 levels and triple my bet on every loss. Again, just kind of a general rule of thumb. There's some wiggle room in there depending on how you build your progression, but just like I said, generally speaking. So yeah. And We're not doing too bad. I saw we got really nice winnings there, but then we've taken a bit of a drop. We are on level 3 right now, and 57% hit rate, so we're doing really well. And there we go. That's going to help. I've been working really hard with my website. I'm trying to get it optimized, SEO, fun stuff. And you know, one of the first things I did, I wanted to see what came up on Google, and this actually has prompted me to write my next article. Um, I've already started writing it. So when I Googled roulette tools, the first thing that came up, and it's unbelievable to me that this kind of thing is even out there and can exist. But the first thing that came up was it said the world's best or something about the best roulette number predictor. My God, I mean, it's one thing to use a roulette tool to try to, help you make database decisions or understand what's happening at the wheel now. But like, that's one thing my tool or any real roulette tool cannot do is predict the next spin. Or result. It doesn't matter how much data you have. It doesn't matter how much analyzing you do. Um, you'll never be able to predict the next spin. It's impossible. It doesn't. There's not even a mathematical framework for it. It's impossible. Every spin is independent. Every result is random. You cannot predict the next result. And so this roulette tool claims to do such a thing. And as I scroll down, I'm seeing like number predictors, and it's like, so I hope you guys know, like, if you're looking for a roulette tool to check out, and if it says number predictor, run away. There's no such thing that can do that. And they use, convoluted language that sounds really, it's technical jargon. They use like words or phrases like neural network or advanced algorithm or things like that, to be able to detect or predict the next number. There's no neural network or algorithm that can do that. I'm sorry. It's impossible. Can AI predict the next number? Absolutely not. There's no way. It doesn't matter what number just came or what 5 numbers just came. Often that's what these tools say, so-called tools. I can't even call it a tool. That's what these things say. If you input the last 5 numbers, it'll predict the next result within whatever accuracy. Well, come on. you know yeah, I'll predict the next result. I predict the next result is going to be a 1, 2, or 3, and that's going to be to the tune of about 8% accuracy, because that's the math on one of those 3 numbers showing up. Anyways, so it's prompted me to write this next article. I'm going to write an article on roulette tools, and what a good roulette tool is, and what a bad roulette tool is. A roulette tool should enhance your experience. It should let you know what's going on in real time. Like, for example, like we're looking at heat maps right now, and even though looking at the heat map, I can't predict what's going to happen next. I can see what happened in the past. That's what it's showing me. And when I use heat maps, the reason I use them is because I'm hoping that maybe there's some kind of temporary bias of some sort, either caused by the wheel or the dealer. My whole philosophy when I play is I like to place my bets where the ball is landing. It's as simple as that. If betting, on cold numbers or random numbers or hot numbers, if none of that makes a difference, then fine. Then I'll bet where the ball is landing. And if there is some kind of bias, or for whatever reason that's making the ball land there, then why not just have my bets there anyways, and hopefully I can capitalize on whatever's going on, right? And so that's my whole philosophy when I'm placing my bets. So that's why I love using heat maps when I'm playing, whether I'm playing individual numbers or streets or corners. I like to look at the heat, and I'll place my bets where the ball is landing. And I'll usually, like, I've got a 74 number spin window right now. I find that's usually pretty good. I wouldn't want to use more than 100. Once you get over that number, what was hot then, over 100 spins isn't necessarily hot now. But anyways, Take that for what you will. But that's what I love about using heat maps is it shows me what's going on, and I place my bets where the action is. But when it comes to like roulette tools like Betmaster, I love Betmaster. Well, not only for the great heat maps and the data analysis that I get from it, but it automatically places bets, right? Like this progression is humanly impossible to do. Like you could not play this progression without something that would execute these bets for you. We can't get bets down quick enough, in the amount of time these online casinos give us. Like this casino here, it gives me 20 seconds, which is actually, I think, the longest casino clock you'll get online. There's a couple that I've played at before that have clocks as low as 16 seconds. And if your internet connection is not that good, or if it lags out for a brief moment while the table or while the clock is loading, sometimes you start with a 14-second clock. So that's just not enough time to place your bets. So yeah, that's been a huge advantage also, is having this program automatically place bets for me, and the fact that it's got a built-in progression builder. I can build any progression that I want. So really cool features. I do love the program. I've been playing with it obviously since its inception, since I started developing this about 3 years ago now, and I couldn't imagine playing roulette without it. It would be like going to bed without a blanket. It's so comforting to know that I can see what's happening in real time. And well, speaking of real time, well, we're in real time. We're going down right now. We're on level 4. And oh, okay, good. So we won. Nice. And how are we doing for heat there? So we've got what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So see, still 12 numbers on the heat map. Like I said, that's pretty average right across the board. Yeah, let me know it down in the comments, guys, what you guys think. Have you ever had any experience with other roulette tools? Have you looked at other roulette tools? Have you ever tried a number predictor? I'm curious. I can't imagine it worked out well for you. If number predictors worked, then we'd all be rich, because they would just predict the next number. Um, it just it's laughable to me that those kinds of things exist. But sometimes we're curious and we try it. But like they say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But you know I know it could be easy to get enticed and give it a shot. So yeah, if anybody's ever tried anything like that, let me know. Oh, level 3. And I noticed too the win rate has gone down. We are at 45% win rate right now. So, it's doing okay. We're right around average, just below. We should be hitting around 46%, or sorry, 48%, 48.6. And so we're still in the range. And there we go. Another nice win. Four more wins to go, guys. And that's it. We've got it in the bag. So far, so good. And that's only, we're at what, 20, 21 spins? We're at 22 right now. So right within range. I'm usually able to finish this progression within 25 to 30 spins. I don't think we're going to do it at 25 spins unless we win the next 4 in a row, which is unlikely. But yeah, there goes our chances of doing that. But yeah, in the end, as long as we walk away with some profit, I'm happy with that. Even if we finish, like we went through a cold streak back in the beginning around session, I think it was around session 7, 8, and 9 or something. We had three cold sessions in a row. We were finishing at like 36, 37%, which is way below average. But again, like I said, as long as you're walking away with a win, You know, it just sucks when it's that low because that means you've had to go deep in the progression a few times, and you know, you've had to sweat a little bit. And well, you see, we're just not hitting consistently. You know, it's like win one, lose three, win one, lose three. That's all right. We'll see what happens here. But the bankroll's not doing too bad. We're already at, well, if we win today, where did we start? I don't even remember. But let's see. So we are up to that now. Yeah, so we're going to get close to $750 today. And that's nice because, well, I don't know if I've explained my bankroll philosophy to you guys. How I manage my bankroll basically is so we started with $230 in the account, and so I have three bullets to fire at this. It was never in the account. You know, I would have made a deposit, and I will make a deposit. Well, I wouldn't have to right now because I've got enough money in the account right now. But if we would have lost initially, I would have made another 230 deposit. And I look at it as I have three bullets to fire. So essentially, I had $690 dedicated to this, and we're still on our first bullet. So the idea is to see, I want to level up. I want to double my bet. Doubling is only the next level I can go. There's not a nickel here, so I have to go from 10 to 20 cents. And oh no, we are on level 5. Just give me a sec, guys. Yep, just monitoring the wheel there, and okay. So level 5, that's not good. Let's see, we've got, well, level 5 plus the next 2 levels after this. So 3 bets, or 3 attempts, including this one. Once we hit this home, I'll get back to the bankroll management. I just want to, see if we win or lose. I hope this isn't going to be it. I mean, we've had a good run so far. Level 6. If we lose this next one, we're in trouble. I hate getting down to the last level. And 9. Okay, good. We got it. Jeez. A nice reset. Back to level 1. All right. God. Okay, so so back to what I was saying. I want to level up, and but the whole idea is I want to make sure that I've built enough money that I don't have to dip into my initial bankroll, right? So my initial bankroll is 690. To level up, and leveling up would mean I would need twice the risk amount. The risk amount per session, well, right now is 230. If we level up, it'll be 460. So I need to have at least 460 above my initial bankroll of 690. But for me, that's not enough because I want to have 3 bullets. I don't, you know, because losses are coming. They always do. And I want to make sure that I have enough cash stacked up so that I've got cushion to absorb the loss and I don't have to regress so far back. Because the second I double my bank, the second I double my risk amount, if I lose, it's going to take me back, you know, quite a bit. Well, that much. And if I were to double my bet right now, I would lose $460. That would take me right back down to like $230, basically. So that's not good. So the idea is I'm going to level up when I have enough in my bankroll to have 3 bullets to fire at the next level. I believe that number is $1,380 on top of my 690. Okay, so that means I need, I think it worked out to 2070 if I'm not mistaken. So basically I need to have $2,000. Well, because I didn't have the initial 460 in my account, we're going to minus that. I don't need that. So in my account, it's going to be about $1,500 I'm going to need before we level up. And yeah, and then when we level up, now I can afford to lose $460 3 times. And if I do, well, I'm back down to level 1, and then I have to build back up. But that's kind of the idea for me. That's how I manage my bankroll. And then if we want to move up to level 3, so we have a couple of options at that point. We can double our bet, which means we would need to build up a bigger, reservoir of cash before we did level up, or I can just add another 10-cent bet, right? So we go 10, 20, and then 30, and then I wouldn't need as much, in my reserve to level up, so I can level up a little bit quicker. And just noting, guys, we're on level 5 for the second time now. This has not been a very good. This has not been a very good game in terms of hit rate. We're at 35.5%. This is their second time seeing level 5. The heat map is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still at 12 numbers. Okay, there we go. We got a win. So yeah, for me, building a bankroll, slow and steady, right? Just because you doubled your bankroll, like when I went from in my account, when I went from 230 to 460, if I would have doubled my bet and then lost, I'd be down to 0, right? And that sucks. So I slow and steady. That's how I take it, and it seems to work well. Man, just can't seem to get 2 consecutive wins, eh? Yeah, well, we just need, 2 more wins, and our spin budget is starting to run thin. Like, if you guys know how I play, I give myself a spin budget. I want to make 10%, but I'll leave before my 10% if I run out of spins, and it's going to be close. We have one more win to make, and we've basically got exactly enough spins to do it. We're at 21, 31, 34. So 6 spins. I guess I would stay until the 41st spin. Well, I guess I'm committed now. We just placed that bet. If I didn't want to stick around for this, I would have had to walk away right now and forget about the last win. But so we're going to go all the way. Hopefully we get this win and we can wrap it up. But it hasn't been a great session in terms of hit rate. We found a decent entry point, but I do want to note too, guys, like if I would have started before, like don't forget, like the system failed before we entered, right? If I would have started 30 or 40 spins before the failure, I would have lost. That would have been a loss for me. And so like this is what I mean, like you can't predict when that system is going to fail, but if you at least wait until it does, it's the event has happened, and probabilistically speaking, it's rare for a rare event to happen 2 consecutive times back to back, and so that's kind of what I bank on. And um and yeah, it definitely worked out this time, because if I would have just jumped in the game, I would have lost. So good thing we waited for the trigger, right? It definitely paid off. I'm actually glad that you guys got to see that, because waiting for a trigger is kind of like it's the main thing that I do. I never just jump into a game, or rarely do I just jump into a game. Triggers are very important for me when I want to start playing. So yeah, and you guys got to see the advantage of it right here firsthand. If I would have started just playing, I would have lost, because it didn't take many spins. Like when I started this video, I think only about 40 or 50 spins had gone by before the trigger fired, and of course, the spins are going by while I'm going through the intro before I actually activate the progression. So, it would have been close, to say the least. And there we go, guys. We just got that win. So nice. So another win in the bag. That's 756.60 in the casino account now, and there we go. 16 consecutive wins. We are doing great, and in 4 more wins from now, we will have tripled our bankroll. So that's an even better feeling than doubling. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help me out a great deal, and I do very much appreciate it. So thank you very much, and take care. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
There's a moment in the chaos when the wheel starts to bend, and the gamblers pray for mercy, but you see the hidden trend. If you hesitate, you're done. If you fear it, you descend. You don't gamble to survive, you deploy to ascend. One spin, don't